Hello friends, this is the cactus guy, and we're doing our December update on my cactuses. And the last time we did the update was in October, and these everything was outside in the greenhouse. I took a month off. I skipped November because I was doing a lot of research and labeling all my plants. A lot of them had no labels. And then also I had a millibug issue. I must have brought the bug in with us when we transferred everything from the greenhouse, and it infected about 30 of my plants, my cactuses. And I've been cleaning and repotting, and that's had me busy. But anyhow, I think I pretty much eliminated the bug, and let's get started. So down here we have my blue torches. I have 3 of them, 2 of them here, the bigger one in the back. Next to that is the Pulaski. I have 3 in that pot and 2 little ones down there. This one, I never got the name, but this is a Mammal. And then my dominoes. I have added about 4 or 5 since I've brought them in. This is the one that actually bloomed twice over the summertime. Big, beautiful white flower. This is a new one, a little bit larger. And then this one here, I bought this one because I'm not sure if that's variegated or just discolored, but I took a chance. It's got some lighter spots on it. I hope it is variegated. I've never seen a variegated domino, so that'll be a first for me. This is some kind of Sirius. Never got the name for that one. Moving on, we have the Mellow Cactuses. 3 or 4 different types. I have the names labeled, and I'm not going to try to pronounce them. This is a Noto Cactus with brownish reddish spikes. I believe this is a Rabucha. I never got the name for that one. And this is a Parodial. This is a new one. My Thimble Cactus. That's another Rabucha. Diminutata. Nice orangey yellowish spikes, very sharp. Another Mammal here. And then this is my Mellow Cactus Azurius. And since then I've gotten a second one, which is larger, and I think bluer. Nice plants. I like Mellow Cactuses. The spikes on these are really sharp and beautiful to look at. Moving on, oh, here's another little Thimble Cactus that I've been growing from when I potted these last spring. These were like the size of peas, and now they're about 1 inch high. So they've come they've done well. Moving on. These are some more Mellow Cactuses. This one has very long, sharp spikes. And then this is the Neoporteria. Nice dark spikes on top. This one here is my oldest Mellow Cactus. This thing is about, you can't tell, but I'll give you an idea of scale. And it's about, I would say about 4 inches across. This one's done well, very healthy, very hard, nice and full. And I don't even water this one that much. This is I believe Echinopsis. Short but very sharp spines, hard. This is a Noto Cactus with 3 pups. This was a real interesting plant I picked up just recently. It's probably a month old. Otinus. And then these are my golden barrels. Echinocactus, I forget, Grusini. This one and this one. These have done really well since I took them out and left them in the greenhouse the whole summer. These things have gotten real long spikes. This is, I believe, a Mammallaria. I think it's called Royal Cross or something like that. Nice, long, lethal red spines. Moving on. This is my Mammallaria Magnificus. This one's got 3 pups. That's the mother plant in the back. 2 good-sized pups on this side, and then a little one down there. There's a Noto Cactus. I have 2 of them in here. These are similar to the barreled cactus, but a little bit different. The spikes look the same, but the body is different. And then I have my Pharaoh Cactuses. These are the California Pharaoh Cactus, or red barrels, or red devils. They have lots of names. There's 4 of them in here. The spines on these kind of faded a little bit. When I had them outside, they were really bright red. If anybody's seen my last video, these were like really red spikes. And then another Pharaoh Cactus. These have the fish hook type spikes on them. This one and this one. And this one, for some reason, the spikes have like tripled in size. These were like an inch tall when I first got them, and now look at it. The spikes on here, some of these are about 3 inches tall. This was the Noto Cactus Melosis. This was interesting. When I first got it, it was left in the same small pot so long, and the soil they used was, I think, peat moss, and it was so hard as a rock. And when I was was unpotting it and cleaning the roots, I lost most of the roots. These had just a couple little roots on there, and I've been rooting it for about a year now, and it finally took. Now it's no movement at all, so I know this rooted well. I have it in a plastic pot, and I did that just to retain some moisture, but in the spring I'll be repotting this. I'm gonna put this in a terracotta pot just like the rest of them. Moving on up here, these are my mostly Gymnocalyciums. We'll start in the back. That is, well, I'll let you try to pronounce that name. But look at those spikes. Beautiful plant. That's another one. Quillolinium, I believe. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but that's the name there. You can try to make it out. This is my Saglionis, one of my favorites. This one I'm not sure about. It looks like the Fanzii, but it's a little bit darker in color and a little bit shinier. This is the Fanzii, and if you could tell, it's not as shiny and it's not as green. It's a little bit lighter. Nice plant. And that's my, I could never say this name, Cardin Asula. I'm not sure. That's the label there. And look at the spikes on this. These spikes have gone really long on this plant. And then these are all my new Bordeanums. This one here. This is the double-headed one. Same root system. I thought about separating this one, but I decided not to. And then this is another Bordeanum that has about 7 or 8 pups on there. Lovely plant. So I've learned that Bordeanums have 2 different flowers. One is white and one is red. And the red one, I believe, has a little bit longer spikes. This is the Bordeanum red. I labeled them red and white just to distinguish the difference. And this is also a red one. This one's got one little pup growing right on top. And then this is another one that actually, when I got this one, it was in the same pot as this one. Same plant, and it was much smaller. It was like maybe an inch across. And now it's about almost 2.5 inches across. When I put it in here, you could clearly see the top dressing on the plant, and now it's like almost outgrowing the pot. I'll have to repot this one in the spring also. And then this is my Horstii. Beautiful plant. This is a Gymnocalycium that I could never. Plantigonium. Lovely little dark spines. These were the cuttings I've been cutting. When I first put them in here, they were about the size of those down there. And then look at that. They've tripled in size. Cactuses love the sun. They grow mostly in the sun. That's my Gymnocalycium damsii. This actually bloomed in October when I had it outside. Large white flower. And the seed pod was green and it's ripening. Still hasn't fallen off. And I'm just gonna leave it on there until it does fall off. But it looks like it's full of seeds. These here, I never got the name. I'm guessing Pharaoh Cactus, but I'm not sure. These are just little pups. I picked up 2 of them in the same pot, and that's the way I left them. Nice long, dark brown spikes on top. So hopefully, once they get bigger, I'll be able to distinguish and see what exact cactus it is. These are some more cuttings that are getting really big. I'm guessing these are Gymnocalycium, I believe so. The problem with those is I think they didn't get enough light because they were pups. I had them underneath a shelf, so they didn't get direct sun, and they got elongated. But they should be round like this one. But we'll see what happens. That's another one that's been pupping. That's let me get the name here. Brucini, Gymno Brucini. That one got real elongated too. It started out short and fat and round, and I guess it didn't get enough sun either. It's another one that bloomed probably 10 or 12 times over the summer. And these are some more gymnos. I think Frederickii, this one and this one. Moving on. These are some Pharaoh Cactus, some more gymnos. This is my variegated Pharaoh Cactus. Love this plant. Can't wait till it gets really big. It was yellow and green, and since I brought it in, it's actually turned white in some areas. Some more gymnos. Magnificus, Frederickii. There's several of them in here. Some more Pharaoh Cactus. This one for some reason is growing longer, taller than fatter. Maybe it didn't get enough sun, although I had it in direct sun. Maybe it's just the way it grows. That's another one. And then my Echinopsis. I had 2 of these. As soon as I brought them in, the other one just, I may have overwatered, but it dissolved into nothing. It turned into mush. This is a mammalia that is splitting. 2 heads on there. Splitting into 2, it's actually 1. But I never got the name for this one either. Not sure what this one is. And then this little cutting here. I had several of these, and I grafted a couple of them. And just waiting them to start to grow. I'm trying to root this one. I left one to try to root. It's been hanging on. It's maybe 8 months old. And this is a new addition. This is a Rabucha with at least 12 or 14 pups all the way around. I'm gonna leave this one in a cluster. And my Oreo. Echinopsis multiplex. This one started out with about 12 pups, and now it's got, I don't know, probably over 20 pups on there, and it's starting to grow right out of the pot. That'll get replanted in the spring. I won't replant anything before spring. This is the Echinopsis, Echinopsis, the Rainbow Burst. It's got several pups on there. This is my Steno Cactus. There's the label. And the one right behind it is also Steno Cactus. Brain Cactus. This is the Pharaoh Cactus. Very dangerous spikes. They look thin and soft, but this gets me every time. Every time I get near it, I get poked. And you have a new mammalia here that has greenish spikes that I never got an ID for. And I've done many research, a lot of research, trying to find out which mammalia this is, but never got the name. If anybody knows, please leave me a comment. That's Echinopsis. This is another dangerous plant. This one here, I never have had it for 2 years. I've never seen one like it. Haven't found the ID for this one. And the thing about this plant, it was taller and rounder. It got fatter and kind of shrunk down. It's more of a flat plant. That's my Sulco Rabucha. Beautiful plant, little tiny spines, but what character this one has. And that's my Copopoa. This one and also this one. Copopoa humilis. Lovely long dark spines on this one, almost black spines. This was actually one of the infected plants, and the way I cleaned them up is I actually sprayed them with straight 70% alcohol and let it sit on there for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then I washed it off, and it seems to be doing well now. No scars, healthy plant. That's the Noto Cactus. You probably remember this one. Since it's been outside, the top spikes have grown straight up and tall. That's my lemon ball, I believe it's called. It's another Pharaoh Cactus. This is the silver arrow mammalia. These here are a silver barrel. They're actually just like the golden barrels, but it's the LB Spinus variety. The only difference between this one and the golden barrel is the spikes on this one are almost white. If you notice, they're not gold. The top ones turn red when it gets stressed, but the spikes themselves are almost white. I guess that's why they call them silver barrels. This is another one that I like, the Mammal we just talked about. This is one I've grafted. Another Pharaoh Cactus. And also this one. They call this the blue ball. This is a Mellow Cactus, I believe. From the color, I believe it's a Azureus, but I'm not sure. It's still kind of small, so I'll wait until it grows. This was the top of that stalk that I used for the graft. I just dried it out and stuck it in here, and it's taken. It's rooted, I can tell, because it won't come out on its own. And then also I passed these up. I wanted to show you guys. These are a couple more grafts. Neither one of them bloomed, but this one, the red one, has pupped up. There's 5 or 6 little pups on there. So, and then my favorite plants. We'll start with these. This is the Gymnocalycium I always have problems with these scientific names. But this is the gymno that grows kind of flat. It's low to the ground. That's my Pharaoh. This one had 3 or 4 blooms on there over the summertime. Nice large yellow flowers. And I actually, here, I'll skip back over here. I actually germinated the seeds I got from here. Let's take a look. Excuse me. I've had, I don't know if you could tell, I had about 30 plants in here, and there's only 4 left. The other guys just disappeared. I don't know if you could tell, but there's a couple of them right there. So hopefully those will survive. Getting back over here, this was the Pharaoh, and this is also Pharaoh. Echinopsis ingens. Like this plant because it kind of grows like the Astrophytums. These are my asterias. I have 3 of them. This one, and also this one. This is the biggest one I have. And those little cotton puffs really look good on this one. And then this is a new wish list plant that I've been wanting to get and finally did. This is a Zuka Astrophytum. I plan to get more, but these are around here, they're hard to get. This one I had to order from California. Planet Desert. Well, I don't like to order during the winter time. It's starting to get cold here in Chicago. This is my Capricorn. I had 3 of them. I lost 2. For some reason, the other 2 rotted. These are the merostigmas. This one and this one also were infected. Had to wash these off and repot them. Behind there, this is the merostigma that actually bloomed the large yellow flowers. If anybody saw my video on it, and it still actually kept a bud, but we're inside now and the bud hasn't really gotten any bigger, so I don't think it's gonna bloom. This one and this one. Then the last one is the Astrophytum ordium. This one actually gotten real big, a lot bigger. It was this size and it's doubled that. Nice thick sharp spines. You got to be careful with that one. And moving on, my Parodial Magnificus in the back. I have 4 of them. This one actually is almost growing out of that pot. That'll get repotted in the spring as well. My Mammallaria Inlogata, the Copper King, and the Lady Fingers. This one I never got the ID for, but I'm guessing it might be a form of Cardona. This is the Tatsuyana, the Toothpick Cactus. There's 3 of them in there. And the spikes on these have gone really long. Rabucha, Heliosa, 3 of them. The Parodial, the Leningata, I believe. And this one's not labeled, and I just forgot the name. It's got little fish hook spikes on there. This one actually, if you remember, bloomed these magenta colored flowers, and it grew a full crown over the top. If I can find it, I'll insert a picture. My Mammallaria Bobby Sina. There's 3 of them, 2 of them there, and 1 here. I thought about putting these all 3 in one pot, but these spikes are so hard to work with. Can you tell how fish hooked they are? And they're sharp. I may still do it in the spring. It's another Mammallaria prickly eye. And that one there is the Mammallaria Rotunda, I believe. And this one's gotten massive too. This is the Haniania. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I forget what this one is. I never labeled it. Mammallaria Spinosuma. This is the Mammal silver ball. And these are a couple of red-haired Irishmen. This one and this one. And then this is actually a late bloomer. I didn't expect it, but they just popped up, and there's some more buds coming up, if you could tell. There's one here. There's about 8 or 10 of them coming up. This is a Mammal Carwinskina. This is also called a royal cross. If you notice, the spikes are shaped into like a cross. Lovely plant. Nice whitish, yellowish flower. Moving on. These are my Spinosuma. This one I had in the greenhouse, several pups. The pups are mostly on the other side, but it's got about 10 pups on this one. And this is one that I've just gotten maybe a month ago. This one's a 4-headed one. It's got 4 heads on there. And then down here is a single one. It's a Mammal silver arrow. And then my bristle bush. Corypanthus, better known as a sea urchin. This one and also this one. Corypanthus. This is my Mystax, it's called. Mammalium Mystax. And then this is just a cluster of what do they call these? Gruselius. And this thing is just tripled in size. There's pups all over. These things produce a lot. And then my Pharaoh Cactus. And that's my oldest and biggest cactus. This is the Cordona. I'll give you a full shot of it. Compared to all my other plants, this thing is about 15 or 16 inches high. And I haven't had it that long, you know, as long as its age, but it's probably about, I'm gonna guess 12 to 15 years old. I've had it for a couple of years. And my Parodias, that's the large form bunny-eared copper, it's called. And then this is the mini Opuntia, mini bunny ears. That's the regular bunny ears. This is the brain cactus in the back. And then if you remember this one, this was just a, this is a variegated Opuntia, excuse me. And it was just that single stem, and the top of it grew round, and then it started putting out offshoots. Now the shoots are putting up shoots, so this thing hopefully will get massive. And my mammallaria, what is this one? Cylindrica. Emerald idol, it's called. This one has gotten big. That portion there is all new. You can tell by the color, the light color. And on the other side, it's growing out as well. And then my Opuntia Quinmella. This thing requires very little water. You gotta be careful with these. You can't water these. I water this particular plant, without exaggerating, maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And I don't even give it that much. And it's solid, it's rock, it's as hard as a rock. This one and also this one. Well, this one's got a lot of damage on it. I left it too long in the sun. And this large petal here actually came off of that top one, the one in the back. And then these two fell off of this one, and it immediately started growing. Let me focus in on this. Immediately started growing another shoot on top. These are some more cuttings that have just elongated. I don't know why. I've given it sun. I have it under bright lights, and it's still, who knows? Maybe that's just a characteristic of this particular plant. This is another one that's unknown. This is a mini desert rose, it's called. That's all new growth on top. You could tell the light color. And then my monstrose serious monstrose. 3 of them, all different. This is like a dark green, and this is a brighter green. And then this is a bigger variety. It's big heads on this one. My old Man Cactus, old man of the Andes, I believe. These and these. And then my Opuntia Eve's Needles, here and here. And that's my Cholo. Couple of Old Man Cactus back there, here and here. And then we have, I forget what their names, they're labeled, but I'm not even gonna try to pronounce these. I'll show you the labels. Here. This is that Lobivia that bloomed that big red flower. Since then, it's gotten a pup on there that's really getting large. Pretty soon it'll be. It keeps growing too. You see that light color on top? Here, this is the, I'll let you pronounce that. My Steno Cactus. This is the one that's got that spiral shape to it. And then this one just grew straight up. And that one in the back, let me swing around here. And that's a form of a monstrose. Let me see if I can hone in. Serious Peruvianus monstros. Same here. Serious. Here and here. And then that's my blue candle in the back. And that about does it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was lengthy, but I was a month behind and my collection keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out. Leave a comment, give me a thumbs up, and Merry Christmas. Until next time.